what's going on, guys? It is Raj here, and today we are going to be taking a look at iOS 13.1 Developer Beta 2. So let's get onto that here, shall we? And so far at least, well, before we actually get onto that, I want to talk about Beta 1 and my experience with it. So with Beta 1, I have noticed a few different bugs, but obviously those have been fixed, I hope, in this next beta here. One thing I will also say is, with bugs at least, in terms of bugs go, see with this you cannot adjust the wallpaper, basically. So that is one of the known bugs. And even when setting a wallpaper, I've gotten a respring before. I've gotten at least like 3 resprings on this beta, meaning crashes. So now let's anyways go here to the update. And as you can see, it's already installed, so I just have to press the install button there. But I'm going to show you guys the storage for this. So it came in at 280.4 megabytes, so relatively decent sized update. Yeah, so far I have to say though, the interface on Beta 1, it was very fluid, but I just feel like that it can at least use some improvements. So without further ado, let's install this, and okay, great, it does not show my actual password here, which is awesome. Alright, let's enter in my passcode, and let's install it. And I'm going to just sit here through the entire thing with you guys, just because, I mean, there's not really a use of actually leaving, and I think there is something blinking at the top there. I'm not sure what that is. Looks like that's actually now resolved. But yeah, so now I'm just waiting on it to verify. There we go. It shut itself down. Now it will, yep, there we go. Now it disappears on your guys' end. So anyways, while this is updating, things I wanted to talk about are, just really in general, some Apple-related stuff. So as you guys all know, I hope at least, the Apple event is coming up soon. It's coming up, on September the 10th. Today, as you guys can see here, is the 4th. I can't really see it that well because I am blind without my glasses, but yeah, today is the 4th. So, yeah, basically it is on the 10th, so nearly, 6 days away now, which is crazy. And they are going to be announcing new iPhones, new Apple Watches, and a few other new stuff as well. Or a few other new things, which should be pretty cool. But yeah, so I am quite excited for that event, and I will also show you guys my wallpaper that I set on my lock screen as well, because you guys may have noticed it was different, actually, and it was more themed around the invites for the Apple event, except it was a dark version of it, so I'll show you guys, though, when my phone reboots here. The update is proceeding very well so far. It's downloading at a decent rate. Oh, and one other known issue I've had with betas, at least, or well, this one specifically, is Wi-Fi and cellular connectivity. It's been good-ish, but at times I would just not be able to connect to Wi-Fi, and it was kind of annoying. So I really hope that Apple fixed that bug, and there's a plethora of other bugs that I did not mention that I also sort of, I guess you could say, encountered. But, yeah, I think Apple is honestly doing a great job of fixing all of these little bugs and refining the software very, very well. And if you guys were curious as well why we're on iOS 13.1 right now, it's because Apple is kind of ahead of schedule and decided to jump to 13.1 because iOS 13.0, I believe, on Beta 8, it was actually as perfect as as perfect as it was going to get. So that is great news, honestly, that we are ahead on schedule for the iOS launches here. But yeah, so it's really quite cool, honestly, that this year Apple added a lot of meaningful features. And see, one thing I do want to still see, though, excuse my voice there, but one thing I still do want to see in iOS 13 is the ability to like have it to where Siri is minimized into a window, sort of like on the iPhone. Not really like a window, but more of just like it's a very like minimized version, and then you can expand it to have the full view of Siri, just so it doesn't hold your screen hostage. Same thing with phone calls when you're receiving those. It would be nice to just have it as like a widget towards the top where you can not either not dismiss it or not answer it. Or well, sorry, not decline it or not answer it, but you can dismiss it and it will sort of just ring in the background. That is actually something that I would also like to see. So it's really just, I'd say, small features that would go a long way. So Apple, please, if you're watching this video, please implement those in iOS 13.1 or later, just because, I mean, they're kind of nice features that are on jailbreaks, and they would be quite nice to have in actual iOS, considering iOS 13 is all about features and optimization. I think that it's probably right to bring that sort of thing to iOS 13. Just because it would work really well. I mean, we've all been requesting dark mode. We now have dark mode. Now, the next most requested stuff is these smaller widgets. So, not holding your screen hostage, in a sense. But yes, so that's actually even one of my most requested features as well, is the minimized calls, as well as Siri being its own window, just like on the Mac. That's honestly really nice here, at least on the Mac, how it's just its own window and it doesn't take up the whole screen, because then that would just be annoying. But yeah, so they should do that on the iPhone. Another thing that I feel like they should also do is split screen, maybe, but this should only be limited to like the larger screened iPhones, just because on smaller screens it wouldn't really make sense. So maybe on iPhones like the iPhone 10, the iPhone 10s, 10s Max, and the 10R, I think that they should do it on those phones. Even the iPhone 7 Plus, 8 Plus, and 6 Plus, I believe, no, sorry, not 6 Plus, but 6S Plus. I think that they should have multitasking on the Plus model iPhones, as well as the iPhone 10s, 10s Max, 10, and the iPhone 10R. I think it would look really good on those phones, honestly. And it would work really well, too, honestly, because those large screens, I mean, you could fit 2 apps on those, I'd say, pretty good, at least in terms of it being simultaneous. And Apple already can do this, too, especially with iPadOS and even iOS 12. Apple introduced multitasking to the iPad. So, really, actually, it's possible to do, but Apple is just not wanting to do it on the iPhones at the moment. So that would be something that I would also like to see, is split screen in a sense. Now, picture in picture, though, that's another more requested feature as well, I guess you could say. That I would probably not want to see, just because, I mean, I don't really see the uses of picture in picture other than just, oh, you know, hey, the video is still playing while I'm doing this thing. Like, say, if you're watching a YouTube video, then you can just go to your home screen, it still is playing and all that sort of stuff. I don't really see a use to that, just because, I mean, there's not really a use, to be fair. I mean, I just don't see it as a useful thing, because most people will probably not utilize that, to be honest. I know I probably would, but at the same time, I mean, it's more of a gimmick, I feel, than something that is, like, necessary. Picture in picture, at least. I feel like it's kind of a gimmick instead of it being a necessity. But anyways, this update is actually going somewhat slow, but also somewhat fast, so it's about almost halfway done. But one other thing I wanted to talk about. Guys, you might want to do this really, really soon, but Geekbench launched a new, a new app, basically. Or, well, a new update, at least, to their app. So now, instead of it being Geekbench 4, now Geekbench 5 is out. So I recommend, and this is on iPhones, by the way. You can also have it on the Mac as well, but actually these are the differences here. So now, this is Geekbench 5 here on the right. This is Geekbench 4 on the left. So as you can see, some major differences are that I'm right now in macOS in native dark mode. So this here on the right, Geekbench 5, it supports the native dark mode. And say if I were to switch between dark mode and light mode, I would be able to show you guys that here. Let me just X out of those. Let's see. Oh, it looks like my phone's coming back online. Let me just X out of those as well. But yeah, so anyways, let's take a look here. Let's go to, no, not that. Let's go to general here. Yeah, so if I show you guys this here, so if I go, say, on light mode for macOS, it changes this to the light variant. And wow, I've not been on light mode in who knows how long. But then if I go back to dark mode, it changes back to dark mode. So it's pretty cool, honestly. I like it. But yes, so that is the differences between those two here. And as you can also see, the icons are also slightly different and they're more refined in a way. So it's quite nice. But yeah, search up Geekbench 5 in the App Store on your iPhone. I will also show you this as well on my phone. But if you have an iPhone or an iPad, search Geekbench 5 in the App Store and get it. Because it's only free till the iPhone event on September the 10th. And after that, it's going to cost money. And this is a great way to check how like your processor is doing. Basically, like say like how fast your phone is actually going. So I recommend, honestly, even if you're not a techie like me, get it, because it is a very, very useful app to see how, like at least for performance-wise, how your phone is doing. So yes, I do definitely recommend just getting it, because it is a very, very useful app. But yeah, so as you guys can see here, the phone is rebooting. So I will show you guys how to get Geekbench 5 in just a second. And I will also show you guys my wallpaper as well, my new wallpaper. That's going to pop up here in just 1 second. It just has to go through this little bit of updates left. Or at least it has to finish the update. So it's just about there though. It's not that far. But yeah, so I also hope you guys did enjoy my Asphalt 9 Legends video as well, to those who saw it. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it, please, because it is a very, very great gameplay. I'm probably going to do more parts on that this week, just because I have lots of free time, quote-unquote, in my hands, so I can definitely do that. But yeah, so obviously I'm not going to record those types of videos, at least the day I'm recording this, because I'm recording this on a Wednesday, and I've even said this before, iOS betas or any betas of any sorts, they're exceptions to my rule that I have for no recording from Monday through Thursday. Well, really it's Monday through Wednesday, actually, because Thursday through Sunday I record and upload. So, but yeah, we're just going to have to wait here just for a little bit longer, and then we will be able to get into the phone, and I will be able to show you guys a few other things, like even how the battery life is doing. And I have to say, on iOS 13.1 Beta 1, the battery life, it's not been doing like that bad, but it's also not been like, wow, this is amazing, and all of that. So it's been, I'd say, pretty average. So yeah, I mean, definitely, I'd say it has been maybe a little bit worse than last beta, maybe just as good. I would say actually maybe a little bit worse, than last beta, so let's hope that it has gotten better with beta 2, which I also will update you guys on at the beginning of the beta 3 video, when that launches, which will be probably next Wednesday, I would have to assume, just because Apple has kind of made it go to a 1-week release cycle. It looks like we are back online here. My wallpaper is not showing because Do Not Disturb for some reason is invoked, so I'm going to need to take that off. Yeah, Do Not Disturb is on. Let's take that off. Alright, I'm going to show you guys my wallpaper. So that's what it looks like right there. That is my new wallpaper. It is of the Apple event invite. And it has just some nice colors there in the background. I recommend actually installing, or well, getting this wallpaper. I will actually, well, I can't really leave a link to it in the description below, so if you go to my Instagram and DM me there, I will send it to you, because it is a very, very great wallpaper, I have to say. Oh, it looks like we have some apps here that are reinstalling. It's probably because it's for the 2 times faster launches, most likely. It looks like I'm just getting some notifications here. But anyways, let's go to settings and let's show you guys here the battery life. Looks like my phone is doing pretty well. Okay, anyways, let's go to battery health here first. So as you can see, it's still at 89%, which is really, really good. Now, if you look here, for screen on time, I've been giving an average of 8 hours, 34 minutes, and about 25 minutes for screen off. And as you can see there, I have charged my phone quite a lot, so it's definitely not. I'd say well, really, it's basically it's not reached 100% almost all the time, just because I'm kind of a heavy user for my phone. So, anyways, though, let's also conduct one more test here. Let's test the shortcuts here. Okay, wow, that was really smooth, actually. Wow, what a difference. Okay, that crashed, because that was the longer one. But yeah, I am definitely noticing a little bit of a speed enhancement here. Wow. Okay. Even though this is crashing, it's still going very, very quickly. Okay, let's now try the quicker one here, because I think this one is less susceptible to crashing. Okay, that was a crash. That was a success. Yeah, so that one is less susceptible to crashing. But overall fluidity is also there too. I mean, it's a lot better than last beta. Now, let's also check one other bug here to see if it was fixed. Let's go to wallpapers here. And let's try and set a wallpaper. Can we move it around? Oh wait, hang on, that's not the right thing. Well, let's try this. Say I wanted to set this one. By the way, this one is the opposite of the dark one, in case you guys also wanted to have this as well. Yeah, now you can move it around. So now that bug has been fixed, which is awesome. And I believe also to send images to your friends or contacts, yeah, it looks like it is re-enabled there. I kind of did it really quickly just because I don't want you guys to see my contact names and all of that and those people's numbers, because I don't want you guys contacting those people just because it's more of a privacy thing. But yeah, I'm going to be updating those apps there. So now let's test app launching times and let's test RAM management. So after that, I will run a Geekbench score and show you guys how to get Geekbench 5. So we have settings there, it launched pretty quickly, great. Now we have the App Store, launched relatively quickly, so that's good. Calculator, stuttered for a second there, but overall fine. And calendar, instantaneous. Clock, instantaneous. Let's try Social Blade. Wow, okay. Has some pretty good speed there. What about YouTube Studio? Okay, not bad. What about Social Blade Live to count your subscribers? In fact, let's actually see what right now. Oh, 549. Wow, that's pretty good actually. Alright, now let's open one more app, and then we're going to see if there's any app relaunches. Let's open, yeah, you know what, let's just open Geekbench 5, because I'm going to be using it anyways. Okay, now, let's see which apps stayed open and do not relaunch. So settings, great. Geekbench 5 I just opened. What about this? Okay, any resprings? Nope. What about YouTube Studio? Nope. What about Social Blade? Nope. What about the clock app? Nope. Just reloaded a little bit of data there. What about calendar? Nope. Calculator? Nope. And the last one, the App Store. Nope. Okay, great. So yeah, RAM management is awesome on this beta. Awesome. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys how to get Geekbench 5. So if you go here to the App Store, click the search button, and then go Geekbench. All you have to do is just type in Geekbench. You don't have to type in Geekbench 5. But you will see here Geekbench 4, and then you will see Geekbench 5 and Geekbench 5 Pro. So Geekbench 5 Pro, that is a more, I guess you could say, upgraded version of Geekbench 5. Let's see what the difference is actually. So it adds additional options that allow users to gain a better understanding of the behavior of the performance of the CPUs and the GPUs of iPhones and iPads. So really it's, yeah, it's not a massive difference. Okay. Anyways though, you will see here Geekbench 5. So Geekbench 5 is right here obviously. Now let's run a test here. Let's run a benchmark. it's probably not going to score that well just because my phone is charging at the moment, and it's going to have to run through all these tests. So we are going to watch it here, run these tests. Until then, actually, I'm going to like just somewhat describe like sort of how the bugs have gone so far. Well, actually, no. You know what? While this test is running, I'm just going to let it sit here and run. It actually looks like it's going pretty decently fast, so I don't really expect it to be that bad. But also, at the same time, if you guys really want this app, please be sure that you install it almost immediately after this video, because by September 10th, it's not going to be free anymore. So I recommend you get it as soon as possible if you really want this app. Now, if you don't, well then, yeah, that's another story. But if you do and you're interested, sorry, I can't speak today. But if you have interest for this app for Geekbench 5, then by all means install it. It's a great app, honestly, to track your phone's performance, or iPad's performance. I'm not sure if it's out on Android just yet, but I would check. If you guys have an Android phone, I would check if you guys have Geekbench 5 in the Play Store. I doubt it, honestly, but, I mean, I don't really know, because I don't use Android, so I use iOS always. But, as you guys can see here, it is at about a minute and a half, a little bit over that, actually, and it is at about halfway, almost, and it's actually blowing through these tasks pretty quickly, so it doesn't really surprise me that much. Just because the iPhone 10 is really a performance champ, so it will do pretty well. I expect good results. But anyways, though, what I did also want to say is that I'm also going to be going over the release notes for this beta as well, just to wrap things up. Because I think that's really all the major changes, actually, in this. So there's not really that many. But yeah, we're just waiting on this test here. It shouldn't take too long. It's kind of also hard to see the progress bar in a way as well. They should make it larger so that it's a little bit easier to see. Because that's something that would really, really help, is making the progress bar slightly larger, or maybe have it have a little bit of a different texture. I think that would also help. That's just a suggestion, by the way, Geekbench. If you guys are watching this video, I suggest doing that. But yeah, so looks like it's still going. It's at almost about 3 minutes. And I think also actually for this Geekbench 5 app, I don't think there's been enough tests on this app just yet, so it's going to be, at least for the scores, they might be a lot lower than what they actually will be. And ignore that notification there. Oh, come on, notifications. Okay, well, I guess I have to enable Do Not Disturb, because I do not want notifications coming in when I'm recording a video. So, I just enabled Do Not Disturb. Alright, so it looks like here we are just about finished with our test. We just have to wait a little bit longer here for it to finish. I think it's probably going to hit about the 4-minute 30-second mark, most likely. But we'll see. That's to be determined. Yeah, it looks like it's still running through these tests. So, it's getting close, though. Alright, we are looking at about 4 minutes. I'd say then actually, yeah, it's going to be closer to 4 minutes 30 seconds, or maybe even 4 minutes 45 seconds. But we'll see. It is definitely getting close. Yeah, it'll be more like 4 minutes 45 seconds. Or 42, but we'll see here. Or no, it might actually be a little bit longer. Yeah, it was just slightly longer. So getting close to 5 minutes, which is not looking that good. Because that's a considerable amount of time. come on. Yeah, I guess they need to optimize it a lot more, because, yeah, those scores are definitely not true. Because the iPhone 10 here should be scoring at about 10,000, and definitely not 534 for single core. That does not make any sense. But let's see here. Yeah, those scores do not make any sense at all. Yeah, that is so weird, like how these things are scoring here, because that is definitely not accurate. So they probably have to fix their algorithms, I'd assume. But yeah, I mean, overall the beta is working really, really well. Anyways, let's go to the release notes here. Let's go to the feedback application. Oops. Alright, we are launching into this. I need to authenticate with Face ID. There we go. Let's go to the inbox here. Let's go to iOS and iPadOS. Alright, then there's that warning as usual. Let's see. Audio, new features. Voice processing mode can now be enabled. Audio engine, that's still the same. Anything else? Audio sharing is still there. Core haptics. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to actually go over as well. So there's actually some new 3D touch behaviors as well in this, which I will show you guys in just 1 second. So with Find My, there is one known issue. So it's basically, it has to do with basically email references. You might, yeah. So it's basically the same as it was before. All right, let's see. Any other issues that we've not covered? I think this is actually mostly the same. That's talking about SwiftUI, which is a developer portal thing. Third-party apps. Okay, so Chromecast is still an issue, it looks like. So you cannot Chromecast still from an iOS device. That's running this software, obviously. So yeah, Chromecasting is not possible. It looks like let's see here. So yeah, so for your Apple Watch, some known issues or complications might disappear from Apple Watch after updating to iOS 13 beta if your watch isn't running the watchOS 6 beta. So yeah, that's really the changes actually, because yeah, there's not really that many. But here, let me show you guys here the new 3D Touch thing. And as you can see here, it's a lot more responsive, honestly. And I have to say, actually, that the 3D Touch icons feel a lot better now. I love them a lot more, I would say. Okay, let's re-enable the Wi-Fi there. Okay, almost instant connection. That's great. Alright, now let's hop on here. Yeah, so it looks like it's performing quite well. Awesome. Let's 3D Touch on that. How about light mode and dark mode? Let's go into light mode here. Any bugs? I'm not seeing any. That is great news. Let's also go to quick previews here. Interesting. Okay, so I think actually, yeah, this should be quite nice actually. Let's do that. Let's go back onto dark mode. Yeah, looks like it is working. So that is wonderful. Alright, well, I think that concludes this video, guys. So, sorry it was a long one. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like. And also comment and subscribe if you are brand new. Anyway, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.